Spooky is with an I and not an I.
It's still pronounced the same.
No, I like it. Because I feel like if it's one word, the I is more proper. It's like a grammar thing, maybe.
It's definitely not one word, though, because he has like capital letters for like Knight and Rider. Isn't that how that works, or is that not how that works?
I don't know.
It looks better on the stream, that's for sure. Because the Y isn't just dipping down. Anyways, into this match. Missouri versus Cassidy.
Yep. Haven't seen a ton of Cassidys out here. Both these players, known quantities, been around for a while in the community. Both strong players. No top 8 finishes, but do tend to perform in the upper top 32 of online brackets, more or less. I think they're in that general area a lot.
Yes, SpookinNightrider is a name I definitely recognize as Vyses. She's always here with our runs.
Yes.
Usually competing in their, oftentimes middle of the packs, usually just barely out of pools, haven't been able to make it out. That's why I'm excited to see how they're performing here. This is already a very close game. And that slide charge pivot side sig does not quite connect. Ground pound interrupts on the Thunderguard Stadium. We've been seeing so much Thunderguard Stadium on the side stream. I just realized that. We were talking about how rare was this map. I think it's the map that we've been seeing the most. Nice weapon toss and recovery to be able to cover that. The movement above. Oh, if it was just a little bit lower, that would have covered all of the ground with that gravity cancel down sig. Neutral sig gets out as well. So many signatures and no, didn't touch the wall again. Ground pound to go for a punish, but no jumps were actually there.
However, it's not that big of a loss because that first stock had gone down to this very high damage. If Vyses is able to get in there and confirm a KO right now, it will be still a loss with that stock, but it will be a lot less significant as it would be if Spooky is allowed to keep on building damage and allowed to keep on extending this lead that they have now.
Falling Sarah is able to get Spooky bouncing off the stage, but it's still not a KO. And now Vyses on the bottom of the stage gets hit by that uppercut. Falling Sarah finally does it, evens it up 2-2. 2 minutes in the game, and already the match is looking pretty even.
Vyses hanging back on the right side with guitars falling into that nair, goes in for the dive into a ground pound. Spooky coming back around. Vyses going to do the weapon edge guard game. Preps a bit of a guitar for the next weapon pickup, for her next weapon pickup. Neutral air, downlight, double downlight actually.
Lasso's being thrown out. Oh, goes for that ground pound. Slide light comes out from Vyses. Goes for that ground pound as well. Neutral sig doesn't catch him out of the middle of the air, and that dodge was expended, but instead of going for that ground pound, uppercuts him towards the top of the stage.
Goes in, spot dodge from Spooky into that side air, nearly confirming KO onto Vyses. There's the down sig, but Vyses sees it coming from a mile away, avoids it, goes around, comes through the middle, picks up the weapon, avoids the down sig there, gets the gravity cancel, neutral sig right there, grabbing it. But the gravity cancel end sig for Spooky, gonna KO from the bottom of the map, underneath the shenanigan zone, underneath that soft platform.
And SpookinNightrider now securing a very solid lead, holding onto that hammer since Vyses are underneath the stage. Recovery brings them back towards center. Falling side light, stomp into side light coming out from Spooky right now. Going for a lot of these pivot side sigs that aren't quite connecting, but aren't being punished either. Nair comes down. Oh no, not again. So 2 SDs.
2 SDs there.
Yeah.
Or
Z's as we called them back in the day.
Z's, 2 Z's.
2 Z's. Z-Zombie. Z-Zombie hasn't been playing since 2016, but we still call him his name. Wow. Famous for falling to his death all the time.
It's true. All right, we're jumping here right away into game number 2. No legend swap, same stances. They're going through the map banning phase at the moment. Looks like we're moving away from Thunderguard and over to Twilight.
Twilight Grove it is.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go. Coming in, Spooky on the right, Vyses on the left. Into that sword pickup from Vyses. Recovery. Scoop from Spooky. A little bit of just sparring back and forth here as they figure out big plays here. That ground pound could have done a lot. Vyses going for the down air, but the dodge out from Spooky going to avoid it.
SpookinNightrider. But SpookinNightrider is now going in. Ooh, ground pound coming out, and now a similar thing.
Kind of.
I'm taking a look. It's definitely just an SD. Losing track of the jumps there. Cursed match indeed.
Yeah.
But they seem to be rolling with it, so it's definitely not something that's weird technical flub. Just lost track of the jumps. Excellent edge guard coming out from Vyses, and now into the recovery. D-Light into Sarah. Good combo coming out, using that island to good effect with the Asuri. Nice recovery into Nair, and SpookinNightrider seems to be having trouble dodging out of these strings.
Whoa, the unarmed string right there. Beautiful, using the wedge as part of that tool. SpookinNightrider coming in here, goes for the charge, but Vyses sees it coming, avoids it, goes for the ground pound, recovery's up. Spooky on top here, unarmed at the moment, goes for that weapon pickup into the blasters. Goes for the sig, hits it.
Good
Vyses
side
coming
sig, puts out
around.
that neutral signature, but Vyses is definitely recovering very high. Down sig gets punished by that down air, and now jumping in. Slide trick, down sig. I'm actually surprised that connected. Cassie down sig's pretty ridiculous.
The hitboxes are trucks. They're so big.
Especially when you
so
slide
much
charge
force.
it makes it look like they're that much larger.
Yes, it's wild. It is actually a crazy signature. Great slap coming up from Vyses. Goes into the weapon throw, looking for the ground pound, but Spooky gets caught out by the recovery, and Vyses is going to bring this down to a final stock for Spooky.
And now Spooky going for that neutral light. Oh, jumping there. Manages to put Vyses in. And now Vyses is tossing that sword upwards, going down. And now the dive kick just doesn't work quite well in favor of SpookinNightrider. SpookinNightrider still down a full stock after that earlier SD, and it seems that Vyses has been able to keep up. Keep in mind, in game one, the reason why Vyses was able to lose that game at all was because 2 of those stocks were lost in orange to just not touching the sides of the stage. So this is a huge deal to be able to play this game without having any self-destruct. So that was the best use of sliding charge, down, heavy, unarmed that I have ever seen. Being able to use that island to kill Vyses in the orange on the side of the map. The blast zone is so much closer to that island than it is in the center of the stage.
And that brings this game so much closer together. Although this damage lead is pretty significant right now. Vyses has been doing a lot of good work. Goes in for that falling nair. Has the sword engagement at the moment coming over this wedge. Spooky coming around. Gets caught out by that sidelight. There is the answer coming up from Vyses. Vyses looking for the KO option here on the edge. Spooky coming around. Has the blaster sider. Going to ping Spooky. Spooky falling in the weapon throw. And all of a sudden we have Spooky falling down. And there's the deal with the taunt saying, you know what? Good game. Well done. That's it. Going to game
number 3. Yes. So that's 1-1 currently for both players. Although I'm looking forward to having game 3 not have self-destruct in it so that we can truly see, because it's kind of like SpookinNightrider had 2 moments where like the ways that he lost his stocks definitely didn't look very appropriate. And it was the same thing in game number 1. So I'm excited to see what happens here in game 3 between these 2 players, as they seem pretty evenly matched. Oh, okay. That sounds good.
Cool.
I'm going to be tapping out in the middle of the set. We're going to be joining with Creed as I'm going to get some food because I just realized that I'm
food is good.
starving.
Go.
Food
There's
is
stuff
excellent.
backstage. I think
is there stuff?
Yeah,
okay.
I think so.
Hi, Creed. How's it going?
You've seen him before. You're seeing him again. He has hair that is purple. This is mine. Kind of blue.
Just put it down.
It's part of the Creed. Creed of the part. All of the Creed. Some of the Creed. Part of the Creed.
That's right. That last one's right.
That last
I don't
one's
know.
right.
I don't know about any of the other ones.
Part of Creed.
No, you're missing a word there.
You
Is that
remember?
coaching going on? Is Double Dime?
Coaching Vyses? Yes.
Yes, Double Dime, Vyses. I don't know the third person. The one with the chic shirt.
I don't know. Do you remember there was a Brawlhalla tournament where you were billed as part of Creed and Frone was billed as Froned?
I remember that.
It's
I
magical.
remember that.
Magical times.
Does SpookinNightrider have a Rem plushie? Yeah, he does.
Yes, he does. We're coming into game number 3. Creed, we've seen a bit of back and forth, some SDs here and there, unfortunate, but these 2 players seem to be evenly matched, and they've been able to go head-to-head, bringing it down to a final stock in essentially every single game we've seen, both games before. This is the first time they've been in Mammoth, a different map each time. Same legend. I think there might have been a legend swap, but I'm not 100% sure.
All right. Well, as we get on into this third game right off the bat, SpookinNightrider looking pretty good on that axe, but Vyses looks like ready to do a nice edge guard, 2 ground pounds, a weapon throw. Oh, but the last ground pound is going to miss. SpookinNightrider is going to get back on stage, return into a good position, but without a weapon. Good punish there on that side sig. And and a nice side sig there. Vyses is going to get taken down. The weapon throw is not going to be enough to interrupt. SpookinNightrider going to go back to the axe, and maybe we'll be seeing some more nice axe play. Looking to starve the weapon right out of Vyses, not allow any sort of advantage to build up, but Vyses is going to send SpookinNightrider off stage, pick up a weapon, pick up a sword, look for a kill. Sider is going to do it to send him off stage. I don't even think he can get back.
No. And that's great. That evens up the game fairly significantly into stock 2 for both players. Damage lead, not significant in the moment. Spooky getting some good unarmed play right there, trying to expand this lead, trying to get a little bit more value out of the stock at the moment. That axe also from Spooky has been scary, the back and forth. You never know what direction they're going to spring from after that. Vyses goes into the recovery, gets caught up by the side air from Spooky, side air from Vyses, turn around. Nice weapon throw recovery, goes for another recovery, caught up by the down air, and the signature nearly hits. It's pixels away. But the watching machine does not come through, does not get connection, does not Not hit. This is so close.
Yeah, SpookinNightrider with that down stick, I really thought he was going to keep charging it, but he let go. Vyses was able to go underneath. And now at 2 stocks apiece, that Cider actually sent SpookinNightrider off to the side. Vyses did a really good job at some of those ground pounds, but SpookinNightrider has started to really get the handle on it. A good side stick punish there. Probably looking for another sword ground pound, not quite finding it. SpookinNightrider, sword ground pound, didn't go off stage. And now 2 stocks apiece. Vyses and SpookinNightrider looking for the kill here, both red. And there it is. The recovery is going to do it.
And this is it. Vyses' final stock. Spooky in the red, like you just said. The recovery gets it. This brings it back. This is like last game, too. Basically a total reset here. Both clean, both on their final stock. This is game 3. Whoever takes this is the winner.
SpookinNightrider with that spear. A lot of side airs.
Side airs. Big plays with those downlights, though. More side airs coming through. Vertical throw downward. Neutral air coming through. Spot dodge. Get punished by the recovery. That ground pound hit. What?
It's always funny seeing how common it is now for people to do spear ground pounds that are highly telegraphed, but you get hit by them anyway.
Yeah. And the hitbox is like so narrow you can get knocked out of it by anything. Great axe engagement, though. Vyses turns around with a side air of her own. Comes through. Spooky hitting a good side air. Going to the ground pound. Knocks Vyses up. Spooky down below. Ground pound from Vyses. Not going to hit. Spooky gets the wall touch down air. Could be it. Ground pound. Clash. Spooky hits his head. And that's it. And Vyses will take game number 3.
And someone popped off. It wasn't either the 2 people playing.
No, it was the crowd watching. They went a little nuts.
A little bit.